levels. Thank God for the youth that are going to their area. Um, yeah, amen. We thank God for His grace and His goodness. Um, we're in Numbers chapter 11, and the goal is to look at Numbers 11 and 12. But there's so much, this is very um, concentrated. There's a lot of themes and a lot of great things the Lord has shared with me even as we looked at this. So I pray that even as we go together, if we don't make it to chapter 12, it's okay. Chapter 11 and 12 are so full of biblical life lessons and application that are going to bless us today. Um, I do want to say that after this service, um, well, I want to say first, tomorrow, well, I could have did after service. Tomorrow, not tomorrow, Friday at 11 o'clock, it's a big deal. It's even bigger than I anticipated, and I anticipated being big. The senator from Ghana is going to be here at our church. It's all over. You'll start hearing it all over the news on Friday and Saturday. Um, yeah, so I think it'll be worth being here. That's at 11 o'clock during the day. And there's a great partnership. There's hundreds of students from the University of Memphis may be here, and Lemoyne-Owen and other places. So it'll just be good to see what's happening at your church and to be involved so you won't hear secondhand if you can come. Now, if you cannot come, that's very understandable. All right. Also, after this service, in preparation for some things, it needs some minor help from men and women. I don't know why we always just say men. Women are stronger than men. So men and women. Okay, it was a joke. Men and women will be together. But men, if you can, just give some minor help. They're going to shift some chairs and things around. I don't want to forget. All right, Numbers 11. Let's read down to verse 9. That'll be great for us. And when the people complained, that's interesting that this chapter starts there, because if you remember, we left off last week with the celebration of the opening of the tabernacle and the trumpets that were playing and all the great things that were happening. And then it says, and when the people complained. That's just, that there just sets it off. Now let me read. And when the people complained, it displeased the Lord, and the Lord heard it, and his anger was kindled, and the fire of the Lord burnt among them and consumed them that were in the uttermost parts of the camp. And the people cried unto Moses, and when Moses prayed unto the Lord, the fire was quenched. And he called the name of the place Taberah, because the fire of the Lord burnt among them. And the mixed multitude that was among them fell a lusting. And the children of Israel also wept again and said, who shall give us flesh to eat? We remember the fish which we did eat in Egypt freely, the cucumbers and the melons and the leeks and the onions and the garlic. But now our soul is dried away. There is nothing at all beside this manna before our eyes. And the manna was as coriander seed, and the color thereof as the color of bdellium. And the people went about and gathered it and ground it in mills, or beat it in a mortar and baked it in pans and made cakes of it. And the taste of it was as the taste of fresh oil. And when the dew fell upon the camp in the night, the manna fell upon it. Then Moses heard the people weep throughout the families, every man in the door of his tent. And the anger of the Lord was kindled greatly. Moses also was displeased. I'm going to stop that. I said I was going to stop at verse 9, but we stopped at verse 10. This is very sobering text, my brothers and sisters, because I believe it's going to speak to all of us in a great way, and it's very sobering. As I pointed out when I first started reading, I couldn't read it past it. It says, "And when the people complained, it displeased the Lord." When the people complained, it displeased the Lord. Israel complains again about food. They complained about water before, right after they crossed over the Red Sea. They complained about food. They complained. And God responds, we see here, with fire in the camp's edge. Around the camp, there is like a wildfire that is growing. And Moses intercedes, and the fire subsides. It bags up. And the site they named Taberah. But let's talk about this. The people complained. What did you complain about today? Complained about? Oh, how hot it was. I was going to say that. Yep. I was out of town yesterday. I went further south, but I came back home. It was hotter than it was where I was. But yeah, we complain about the weather. We do that on a regular basis. That's just like small talk at work. Oh, haven't rained. It's hot again. Man, we complain about the weather. We complain. What else did you complain about today? Maybe you're not going to tell me. But what did you complain about? And God was angry. Why would God be angry? Because they're complaining. Now, I don't know about you. One of the most vulnerable things I can do, me personally, is cook for people. That's a vulnerable thing to do because everybody, when you cook for somebody, you're just waiting to see, is it okay to you? It's okay to me, but is it okay to you? Yeah, it's a very vulnerable thing, and somebody look and they do whatever else. Just imagine you cook for somebody, and then next thing you know this when somebody put a plate over their plate. And then they go and slide it in the trash. You're like, what was wrong with that? You ain't getting away with it, I'm telling you. Yeah, because the cook sees who's eating, how much you eating. But it feels personal. When you do something, have you ever done something for somebody? You do something for somebody and they don't appreciate it. Have you ever had that feeling? You almost want to say, forget you then. Right? That's what we used to say. Forget you then. Yeah. Okay. It's a nice mic here. I want to keep it. But you feel bad. You feel rejected. It's personal. Especially when you go all out and you do your best, and the person you're doing your best for does not appreciate it. Switch. Amen. The person that you do it for does not appreciate it. This is an inferior mic, but I'm going to use it. They don't appreciate it. Imagine God has 600,000 men plus women. So there's over 1 million people. Some say close to 2 million people once you count women and children. And God, there's no food anywhere. God brings you somewhere and he provides. And what do? We complain. Now, it's easy to look at Israel, ancient Israel back in the day, but what does God hear from us? What does God hear from us that things are not perfect? I think one of the worst things that can happen is comparison. When we start comparing ourselves to other folks. They have this. Why don't I have it? You have this. One thing I know is no matter what you get, there's always something better. Yep. You wanted that car, and it was your dream car until you saw somebody with all of the things inside of it that you didn't even know belonged inside of a car. My car is plain. Their car got everything. They got this. They got that. They complain. Okay, let me get off this. Even minor grumbling can provoke serious consequences from God. We recognize the danger of a complaining heart and turn, and we ought to recognize that and turn instead to gratitude. Make it a habit. It's hot, but I think I can feel the heat. It's a long day. I got a lot of work. Well, it's work. It is what it is. How is work? I had to work today. Oh, this is bad. Thank God for the job. And so they complained. God heard it. His anger was kindled, and he sent fire. And that fire was sustained, and the people cried to Moses, the same Moses they were complaining to and about. And Moses prayed to God, and God stopped the fire. And then they named the place of fire, Tabara, burning. They named it a place where it was burning. It was definitely personal against God's provision. And this is a bad thing. The fire's sudden appearance, when God sent the fire, it really underscored how quickly divine patience can respond to sustained disobedience. These folks complain. Moses' intercession reflects the gravity of spiritual leadership, mediating between a sinning people and a holy God. So as the leader, he's the guy in between. Like, please, Lord, don't do that. And the interesting thing is that they remember, let me make sure I got this here, that we get to that part. Yes. They remembered, further down, they remembered the menu of Egypt, but they forgot the misery. They remembered the menu, and it was a good menu. Fish, cucumbers, melons, garlic, onions. I eat all that. I would miss it too. They remembered the menu, but they forgot the misery. They remembered what was at the restaurant, but they forgot how they were so beat down. Do you know that the devil will tempt you, and I know I'm telling you, to tempt you to think that you were better off when you were not saved than when you were saved? Ooh, I had friends. I don't have no friends no more. Ooh, men looked at me. Now they got me dressing like this. Men don't look at me. Man, I had a line of women. I was running them. Now it's just boring. Ain't nothing to do. I had something to do. The enemy will have you jacked up, thinking you was better off in bondage than you are being free. I know I'm talking right now. I'm taking my time right here because I think this is hugely important, that distortion. They're all having fun, and you forgot. The same folks that say they having fun, you know they ain't really having fun. Somebody say, I don't know what you talking about, Pastor. I was having fun when I wasn't saved. I don't know what you talking about. I had a good time. What do you describe as a good time? And what do you miss that you were doing then that you shouldn't be doing now? Would talk more of an issue of your heart than of the level of fun that you were having. I remember hanging out with some guys. These guys were just, man, these guys were, they weren't just partying guys. They were stone cold alcoholics. And I was trying to hang with these dudes, right? I'm talking about they stone cold. They was mixing all kind of liquor. I mean, they wasn't just drinking one thing. They just, try this, try that. I just remember Southern Comfort being one of them. I remember some grain alcohol. And all I remember is the burning sensation in my esophagus of the rejection of what I had put down. And all I remember is that I wasn't the only one regurgitating all of this. And there was blurs of the night, but there was no fun. And the only fun was our brains are off. And nobody had a good time. One guy had, whoever car it was full of vomit. And the next day, I'm telling you this for a reason. This is my life. The next day, it took me a long time to just try to halfway get right. I didn't want to eat. Somebody said I had to eat, I should eat, and I shouldn't eat. I don't know. I'm sick, I'm dizzy. Man, I'm hanging out with stone cold drunks. They were stone cold drunks. They were professional drunks. Pickled livers. You know. And the next day, I finally see these guys, and they were some other guys, and they talked about how much fun it was the day before. And the other guys were like, man, you missed it last night. And I'm sitting there like, what? I'm waiting on somebody to wink at me and say, we just messing with them. Man, they leaned into it. Woo, we had it. Man, it was out last night. We da-da-da-da-da. Let's go again. And they went, Vince, you coming? I didn't get saved that night, but I ain't going, no. If that's the fun y'all having, I don't want none of that fun. I had a problem in my life. I always thought I was too good for certain stuff. I'm too good for that. Wait a minute now. That's too low for me. I had a little problem. I'm too good for that, man. I'm an athlete, man. I don't drink like that. But my point is that the enemy gives what do they call it in a desert? A mirage. You see something you think you missed that's not really there. He'll make you think you missing. I'm lonely, and you forgot about the abusive relationships you had. The gaslighting, the craziness. Man, that girl was whooping on your head. He's hitting you for the pow! And you like, man, she loved me. Don't nobody like me now. The enemy will mess you up. These folks are a year and a half out of slavery, where they prayed to God for generations, please get us out, and they worried about the menu. That's like skipping service so you can make the brunch with the other folks. With the brunch, it's lit at the brunch. We can drink mimosas. Everybody at the brunch. The interesting thing in verse 4, I think I got there. In verse 4, and it says, and the mixed multitude. That's a problem. Everybody around is not a part of the multitude. There was a mixed multitude, because you remember, there were Egyptians who left with them. When they left out of Egypt, there were Egyptians that left with them. There were some that gave their things, and there were some who went with them. There was a mixed multitude of people, believers and those who were not believers. And I got to be very careful who I confide in, because I'm in a mixed multitude. I may not be able to judge you. A friend of mine said to me the other day, I may not be able to judge you, but I'm sure a fruit inspector. I may not judge. Don't judge me. Okay, but I'm going to check your fruit. And you better check the fruit of the people you're being advised from, people that you associating with. And the real problem is that we confide in people. And I'm just here to tell you, who you think you're talking to online probably ain't the person you think you're talking to. That profile picture, they didn't check the person's face before they let them put a profile picture on there. You don't know who you're talking to. And we're getting advice oftentimes from a mixed multitude whose job it is to just not even convince us of things, just to drop a seed and let it sit. And so there was a mix, that's what it says there, right, in verse 4. A mixed multitude that was among them fell a-lusting. A-lusting. Does that say that in your Bible? I'm in a New King James, but I think it's close to whatever version you got. Fell a-lusting. Now, usually we think of lust with sex only. Lust is anything that's fleshy. You can lust attention. Nobody see me. Nobody say, y'all don't see how cute I am today. You always need compliments. That's lusting. Yeah. We can lust. Obviously, we can lust food. Here's the bottom line. It tells us first, the lust of the eye, lust of the flesh, pride of life. In that encapsulates everything. It's the flesh that pulls us away. The mixed multitude fell a-lusting. Man, I ain't had a good cigar in a long time. A good Cuban. Whoa. Man, God done cleaned your lungs out. You ain't wheezing no more at night. But you want that Cuban. When a lusting for it. Have you ever wanted something so bad it was pulling you? Don't y'all lie to me. Don't y'all lie to me. Y'all looking like you don't know what I'm talking about, and you can't hold a diet for a week. You can't hold a line for a week. I ain't eating no more fried food. You bake that chicken one day, you're like, that tastes like wood. I need to put this in some grease. I need some grease and salt. We lusted it. Your body becomes conditioned to lust those things. And what happens in our mind, that we want to feel that dopamine that we get when we have those things. There's a certain, because food we enjoy. Food was made to enjoy. God give us the food, so that there's certain things we crave for when we're normal because we need certain vitamins when it's normal. Ice cream is not a normal craving. Look at y'all looking at me, my God. Bluebell is not natural. Lord, I just lost my whole church. Whole church is like, we out. First of all, we're not cows. Now, you're not lactose intolerant. You drinking a cow's milk and you grown. Even a grown cow don't drink cow's milk. That's not the lesson for the day. That's not the lesson for the day. We're going to keep going. They were lusting. They had this physical need. They were craving. They needed it. They needed the menu from Egypt. They were tired of what God was providing. It was too, pun intended, vanilla. Pun intended. It was too vanilla. It's too plain. It's too this. They went a-lusting, and the children of Israel also wept again and said, who shall give us flesh to eat? Now, before you judge them, nobody in this place eat meat for 2 years and then judge them. No meat for the next 2 years. Now, you'll be able to hike days' journeys. Like they did. Remember they hiked 3 days to get to church? Last week, they hiked 3 days to get to church. They just been eating. They were eating good. Every vitamin they needed was in that manna. Next 2 years, until you can judge them, nobody eat a lick of meat from this day forward. And not only, no, that's too easy. Because we got all kind of vegan, vegetarian menus, some good stuff. You got to eat the same thing for the next 2 years. Not only do you not eat meat, eat the same thing every day. Now, how many of y'all complain because you had it 2-3 times in a week? I told y'all, I confess that I'm still dealing with the shrinkage of my home. There's less people in the house. Ain't nobody up in there. You can throw a brick through the house and miss everybody. Won't hit nobody. Deal with the shrinkage on. So I still cook too much. But I told Sharon, if I cooked on Monday, this for Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Right? That can work. Y'all pray for my wife, all right? Like, I cook today. Now we can coast Wednesday and Friday. Then when I cook Tuesday, that'd be for Thursday and Saturday. And then we'll figure it out on Sunday. It might be to put it all together, clean it up, clean out the fridge, watch the football game after church. And if you want to spice it up, add a nacho on the side. Now, look at how you all reacted to my menu. That's too much redundancy. You got to spice it up. We got to watch Bobby Flay and get a plan. Yeah, set your food on fire right before you eat it. Ooh, it worked. They were eating the same thing every day for 2 years. And the truth is, we know the rest of the story, they're going to eat the same thing every day for 40 years. If you were born within a year of them crossing over the Red Sea, for your whole life, till you're 40 years old, you're going to eat the same thing every day. It's hard to put ourselves in those shoes now, isn't it? Because we used to different stuff. If it's just going to be a hot dog that I'm going to put on a fork and put it on the flame on the stove, it's going to be something different. You know what I'm talking about, Alice? Yeah. We grew up the same house, just different places. So they went lusting. They said, give us flesh. And that's when they remembered the menu. Fish. We ate it freely in Egypt. Cucumbers. Man, ain't nothing wrong with fish or cucumbers or melons or leeks or onions. Lord knows I love onions. I put at least 3 onions in every pot I make. Them big ones. Just 3 onions got to go in the pot. I don't care what I'm making. There got to be onions. Onions and garlic. Not only is this good tasting, it's good for you. There's nothing bad about the menu. The problem is we're complaining against God's provision. Now, as bad as this sounds, I want you to feel it. The bottom line is God knows what they needed. God knows what's best for them. This is why he gave them the same thing. And he's breaking a slave mentality which is dependent upon fleshly comforts. He's breaking that. They felt they were somebody because they could eat in certain restaurants and eat certain food and do certain things. And he like, everybody's equal. Everybody's going to eat the same thing. And my people need to be healthy for where I'm taking you. And now they said, our soul is dried up. How many times have you said, I ain't been out to eat in so long. I ain't had no date. I need somebody to buy me a meal. Nobody took me out and bought me a meal. I think I'll have. Tell me your specials. And we feel some kind of way in our soul. Because, you know, your soul is the center of your emotions. And so I'm not only hangry, but I'm off because things are not right because I don't have what I want. But I have everything I need, but I don't have what I want. And how could God do that to me? What kind of God will give me everything I need but not what I want? Because I want what I want. And he was breaking that mentality. They said our souls are dried up. That's in verse 6. Away, our souls are dried away. There is nothing at all besides this manna before our eyes. That's all we see every morning. No grits, no eggs, no bacon. Well, they ain't never had bacon. No bacon. Bacon is a type 1 carcinogen. You know that, right? Y'all do know bacon is a type 1 carcinogen. It is on the list of things that cause cancer. Anyway, but the Cancer Foundation won't tell you because for whatever reason. That's another message too. I think I need to mark these things. I'll see you in a few days. And by the way, turkey bacon ain't no better. Since when have you seen a turkey hip? So how you get turkey bacon? You know, my wife got me on that one because I used to be like, I'm going to eat turkey bacon. She's like, where? First of all, ain't no red meat in no turkey. I was like, that's right, babe. And what's that fake streak of like it's fat? I'm like, you right, babe. And then, what is this? And I was like, I thought I was eating healthy. I've evolved. Thank you, Sharon. I would, yeah, that's all I'm going to say about it. What'd you say? I don't know what you said. I ain't gonna. And the people went about, in verse 8, the people went about and gathered it. Wait. The manna was that coriander seed. You know coriander seed, right? You use that in your cooking. You can get that when you buy them carousels that got the spices. They usually have coriander seed in it. Then you can grind it. You can grind it, makes a nice spice. It smells good. It's very nice. Coriander is very nice. It's very nice. The manna was as coriander seed, and the color thereof of bdellium. I had to look that up. Bdellium is something that oozes out of certain trees. It's kind of sweet. And it's brownish. So it's talking about the color, not the taste. Color is as bdellium. So in other words, it didn't look exciting on a plate. And the people went about and gathered it and ground it in mills or beat it with mortar and baked it in pans and made cakes of it. And the taste of it was the taste of fresh oil. Do you remember before we read that the taste of manna was like honey? Here it says it's as oil, but they processed it different. So they were trying to do something different with the same thing. All right, stay with me, y'all. This is not a cooking class. We're going to move forward. When the dew fell upon the camp in the night, the manna fell upon it. So when the dew fell, the manna came. Then Moses, now this word, now we're going far. Then Moses heard the people weep throughout their families. You know, it's bad. Can I give you a tip? Even if when you don't have money, your children should know you poor. It's bad. You really mess up the psyche of your child. We broke, we ain't got nothing, we don't know how we going to make it. They shouldn't even have to carry that. They shouldn't have to carry your complaints, your this. That is not, and you know, this whole thing, we're being transparent with our children. What? No, you jacking them because now he's sitting here. They need to learn how to deal with money. But they don't need to know, you know, we don't know how we going to pay the rent. That's not their problem. That's my problem to figure out. Right? These folks, it said, they heard the people, Moses heard them weep throughout their families. So not only are they discouraged, they're discouraging their families. Every man in the door of his tent, and the anger of the Lord was kindled greatly, and Moses also was displeased. Now, this takes us to a new place. So now we see Moses is not happy. God is not happy. Moses is God's representative, and these people are not happy. Nobody's happy. They don't want what God is giving them. They got spiritual amnesia of not remembering with clarity what they've come out of. A bad day in the wilderness is better than a good day being a slave. And before I be a slave, I be sleeping in my grave and go home with my Lord and be free and be free. Ain't nobody singing with me. Yeah. Oh, freedom. Yeah, there we go. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom. Over me, over me. Yeah, come on, y'all. I told you we grew up in the same house in different places. Come on, y'all. Y'all. Okay. See, that's the problem. If they had known this song, they probably wouldn't have been looking back to Egypt. Yeah, I'm about to pull that up on Spotify in the car, Sharon. When we get in the car, I'm about to pump that. I'm going to pump that. I'm going to have to pump that. Yep, I know, Sharon. We're going to pump that in the car. Moses, now we get to something. And I needed you to understand this context because it's hugely important. Moses is overwhelmed. Whew. And this impacted me greatly as I studied it. Moses is overwhelmed, and he laments his burden to the Lord. He didn't tell the people he has a burden now after hearing all this complaining. Let's be clear. They think they bougie. Moses lived in a palace. They thought they had good menu. Moses had personal chefs. They were slaves. Moses was never a slave. Moses didn't have to do this. God called him to do it. And the people he's called to serve complain at every turn. They even said, "You not like us because you weren't raised like us. Your accent different than us. You different." The same one who trying to help freedom. Hey, we ain't trusting you. Moses is at this point, 2 years in, overwhelmed. Now let's look at this. It spoke to me, and I think it's going to speak to you. It's already speaking to me again. And Moses said in now we're in verse 11.
And Moses said unto the Lord, wherefore hast thou afflicted thy servant? Why have you afflicted your servant? And wherefore have I not found favor in your sight, that thou layest the burden of this people upon me? And this is heavy. Have I conceived all this people? Have I begotten them? That thou shouldest say unto me, carry them in thy bosom, as a nursing father beareth the suckling child unto the land which thou swearest unto their fathers? When should I have flesh to give unto all these people? They want meat. Where am I going to get meat for them? For they weep unto me, saying, give us flesh that we may eat. I am not able to bear all this people alone, because it is too heavy for me. Whew. It's a powerful prayer. And if thou deal thus with me, kill me, I pray you. Now, don't say Moses suicidal. He didn't say, I'm going to kill myself. He has God to kill him. I pray thee, out of hand, if I have found favor in thy sight, and let me not see my wretchedness. I want to stop there for a minute. I don't know if we're going to make it past that. And that hit another kind of way as I studied this. God was angry when he heard their complaining, but it hit Moses as he continually heard complaining. He continually hearing question after question after question, and he continually proving that God is with them, but the people are obviously not getting it. Woo. Woo-wee. Moses in many ways is overwhelmed. I got notes, and I'll get to the notes in a minute. Moses is in many ways overwhelmed. After hearing them complaining to their families, the same folks that God provided for in so many ways, after hearing the same folks that complained there was no water, he provided water. There's no food, he provided manna. They're going to die. They were crossed over. He provided order. He put things in order, gave everybody a job. And he says, God, why have you afflicted your servant? And wherefore have I not found favor in your sight, that you lay this burden upon me? The worst thing that can happen for a leader, let me tell you something. I said it Sunday, I believe. I'm pretty sure of it. You could run a $1 billion company, but that ain't like spiritual leadership. I think I said something similar to that. You can go to school and get an MBA, a PhD, a BA, a AA, and any other certificate, but there's a uniqueness in spiritual leadership, because the truth is that Moses only wanted to lead the people to freedom. He didn't want nothing. He had no prerequisites that he wanted from them. And the people only wanted to be back where they came from. Why have you afflicted me, your servant? Have I not? And so he said, yeah, this burden is too much for me. Now, one problem is that it is his burden, but it's not his burden. Because when the people reject, Jesus told us in Matthew 10, when they reject you, they're rejecting God. So how does this extrapolate out? So God called you, and now you're the head of the Shoeshine Committee. You're the head of the Shoeshine Committee. Boy, it's a great day. I'm the head of the Shoeshine Committee. Somebody, if you don't have the emotional intelligence for ministry, it's not if they're going to hurt your feelings. It's not if they're going to say something. Somebody's going to say something. It's not if. It's going to happen. And what I hear all the time is just they talking about me. It could be 1, 2 people. Now they talking about me. Yep. You a greeter. You're a whole greeter. You on the greeting ministry, and you there, brother, and you open the door for the sister, and she thinks she cute or whatever, and you say, good morning, and she just keep on going on and say nothing to you. And if you feel some kind of way, you start to feel personal. How should you say nothing to me? Now the next 10 folks come past, you ain't, I'm overwhelmed, man. These folks tripping. That's why I don't deal with church folks. You go work the door at the club and tell me how that work out for you. You talking about church folks. Go work the door. Forget the club. Go work the door at Walmart. Hi, welcome to Walmart. And see how that works out for you. And so this hits him because he's feeling rejection. There's a sense of rejection he has felt for a while from the very people he's trying to serve. Now maybe y'all, I hope y'all get what I'm trying to tell you. And I want you to know the people you bless are not the people that's going to bless you back always. People you love ain't going to love you back always. Now you keep looking at Sister Sookie because she came in church crying tears. You hugged her and rocked her and gave her advice, and her life went up, and you thought we all going to be friends. She ain't studying you. And you just knew we was good. She ain't studying, she forgot. And now you hurt, but God will bless you through somebody else. And now you bitter because, you know, I was there for her and she ain't. And you like, hey, and she like, hey. You're like, what? Then you want to go and say, you remember I was there for you? You're like, whoa, what? Yeah. I know I'm talking right now. I know the word is talking. He says, too much for me. And the truth is, it is too much for me. That's why we cannot have a God complex and think we can do everything and think we can fix everything and that we got it because, you know, I got the gift of gab. I can talk to people. I can talk people off the list. Oh, yeah, I got this. Yeah, the reason why that person left the church is because they didn't talk to me. If they talked to me, I'll fix it. If Jesus can't fix it, how you thought you was going to fix it? How you think you got that riz to keep people right? No. And Moses said, it's too much for me. He personalized it as different than what we saw. That was me. No, a couple of weeks ago we looked at Hezekiah. Oh, that was in prayer. And we're looking at Hezekiah's prayer. It never was about him. And what the enemy has done is made us, I don't know. When your therapist is narcissistic, my therapist said, I just got to have people in my life that appreciate me, and y'all don't appreciate me. My therapist said, people got to be affirming to me, or I'm cutting you off. So now you're cutting off the whole world because they're not affirming you. And everybody not going to affirm you nowhere. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. Help me. Now watch what happens. Just stay with me. Just don't cut me off. I'm in a text. Have I conceived these? These ain't my babies. That's what he said. These ain't my babies. Have I conceived these folks? Have I begotten them that thou shouldest say to me, carry them in your bosom? I got to carry these folks. I'm going to tell you something. This is in my prayers right there. Now you in my prayers right there. I got to carry these folks like babies? Pastor, you didn't tell me, so I didn't know. You didn't know? What? Let me just focus. I didn't say kill me, though. He said, I got to carry these folks like I got to carry, like a father does his baby and just rock them and take care of them, bring them to mama, and put them in mama's breast so they can suck some milk because they can't do nothing on their own. I got to have a car seat, a bassinet, change their diaper all the time. I didn't sign up for this. These folks older than I am, and I got to change their diaper. I came to church and you didn't see I needed burping. Like, burp yourself. I got to pick you up. What? See, y'all ain't saying, y'all didn't see. I thought you saw, at this point, we ain't checking diapers. You should be going to the bathroom. I'm serious. You ever feel like that? Ooh wee. But it's a solution. There's a solution coming. There's a solution coming. But we got to hurry. All right. And then, okay, that's the point we gave that. Then in verse 13, he said, I don't have enough food to feed all these folks. Where am I going to get enough chicken to feed all these people? Where am I going to get chicken to feed all these folks? That's like KFC, Popeyes, Bojangles, and the gas station. Ain't enough to feed everybody. And these people talking about give us flesh. I'm not able to bear all this people alone because it is too heavy for me. This is the second time he said this in 3 verses. It's too much. I believe when we're burning out doing ministry, it's because we're carrying something we shouldn't be carrying. When we burn out in ministry, we're carrying stuff we shouldn't be carrying. And when I say ministry, your family is a ministry. You don't have to be leading to be in ministry. We're carrying stuff, and I'm carrying this. It's just nobody sees, nobody knows, and I'm trying to carry this too much. It's just heavy. It wasn't yours to carry in the first place. Oh, I know I'm telling the truth. I'm not able to bear all this people alone because it is too heavy for me. And then verse 13, and if you keep dealing with me like this, give me these folks who backwards and don't know nothing and begging for food, just go ahead and kill me. I'd rather be dead. I pray you that you do that. Now, what did the Lord say in verse 16? That's what we got to get to. What did the Lord say? Well, we see that Moses is deeply overwhelmed. And by the way, reading this text told me I'm taking a sabbatical. I'm going to take a sabbatical. I'm going to just not show up for a whole month. And I will not be reachable on the phone. And I'm going to just sit somewhere and recharge. I'm going to take a sabbatical. Our pastor can't not be at church. Watch me. I'm going to give you the date. It's coming. Not soon, and not tomorrow. All right. Don't y'all surround me at the church like, what, pastor? But we got to do this and that. No, I'm going to give you the date. I'm taking it back. I'm going to take a month and resharpen, recharge. Because if church can't run, because if I stroked out and was in the hospital, y'all be running. And I done seen too many preachers stroke out because they carrying stuff that's too heavy for them. And then he stroke out, and he come limping to church, and the folks leave because he don't look strong no more. And we killed him. I know I'm preaching. Or drop dead in the pulpit. That won't be my, if it's my testimony, it'll be a glorious one. They're just, I'm going, y'all. Ooh. Yeah, maybe it's that. That'd be cool. But I'm not going to die because I just abused myself carrying stuff that ain't mine to carry. We're going to take us a sabbatical? Yeah, I'm going to be gone, and you go another time. Yeah. Look at here. If I take a sabbatical and y'all all take a sabbatical, we don't have a church. Like I'm gone for the month. I go on a live stream, it's like crickets in the church. I promise you, I'll leave sabbatical, come find you at your house and pop firecrackers at 2 a.m. at your back door. Come on, Sharon, let's run. Let's run, Sharon. Let's run. Yeah, that's my ride or die. Where we going, firecrackers now? We checking the church list. Everybody like, the Lord spoke to me last night with firecrackers. I thought it was gunshots. Then y'all gonna remember, he said. The Lord said unto Moses, gather unto me 70 men of the elders of Israel, whom you know to be the elders of the people. How do you know somebody's an elder of the people? Because he leads with wisdom from above. He's connected to the people. He smells like sheep. He's not a prima donna. fills the criteria we looked at this past Sunday. No, that was the Sunday before. Who now know us to be elders of the people and officers over them, and bring them unto the tabernacle of the congregation, that they may stand there with you. Bring them to the church that they will stand with you. Now that's 70 men for 1 million or close to 2 million people. So, okay, if it's not 70, I'm good. And God says, I will come down. This is why I can take a sabbatical. I will come down and talk with you. Or my Bible says, oh, I'm not reading from no New King James. I'm sorry. I'm reading straight from a King James. Yep, I'm sorry. I'm so used to saying that. I saw that thee. And I will come down and talk with thee there, and I will take of the Spirit which is upon thee, upon you, and will put it upon them. Whoa. We can stop here. Well, let's read the rest. And they shall bear the burden of the people with you. Then you shall bear it, not thyself alone. Woo! Woo-wee. Now, we're on the right track, but I'm going to get better at it. So he said, you don't just need people to delegate to. That's where we get mixed up. People are scared to delegate because what spirit are you walking in? Right? We talking blue and you talking purple. Then we get the purple and now you on yellow. You can never be with us because you somewhere else. That's a different spirit. He said, get 70 men, just 70. And meet me at the tabernacle, and I'm going to come down and talk to you. And the spirit, this messed me up because it almost sounds carnal to me in my religious mind. Y'all got to work with me. In my religious mind, I would have said the Spirit of God, the spirit that is on you, I'm going to put on them. We walking in the same spirit. The spirit that is on you, I'm going to put on them, and you won't be by yourself. Now, the last time, watch this. Well, the next time I remember, somebody says, kill me, Lord, is when he thought he was by himself. Humans, first of all, are not meant to work in isolation. Saints doubly are not meant to work in isolation. I got this. I do better by myself. I don't need any help. I got this. I do better by myself, which is probably somewhat true. I can do, if you want to go fast, it'd say, go by yourself. If you want to go far, you got to go with people. Because you can go fast, but you're going to fizzle out. He said, bring elders. And I'm going to come down, and I'm going to put the same spirit on them. Ooh, and we got prayer on Friday night. Man, if I can get 70 men standing with me in the tabernacle. Now watch this. Watch this. Ladies, you included. And I will come down and talk with you. They shall bear, you won't be by yourself. Verse 18. And say thou unto the people, sanctify yourselves against tomorrow, and you will eat flesh. For you have wept in the ears of the Lord, saying, who shall give us flesh to eat? For it was well with us in Egypt. Therefore the Lord will give you flesh, and you shall eat it. You shall not eat 1 day, nor 2 days, nor 5 days, neither 10 days, nor 20 days, but even a whole month, until it come out of your nostrils. You're going to eat it till you're tired of it. And it be coming out of your nostrils, and it be loathsome unto you, because that you have despised the Lord which is among you, and have wept before him, saying, why came we forth out of Egypt? You actually saying, why did we leave Egypt? We should be back. You actually saying your life was better when you wasn't saved. You actually saying things ain't the way they supposed to be. So you're gonna get so much of it till you can't stand it. Now, what happens? What happens? I'm like 5 minutes from being done. I'm gonna bank this time. I'm gonna bank it. I better put on my glasses. There we go. And Moses said, the people among whom I am are 600,000 footmen. And thou hast said, I will give them flesh, that they may eat a whole month. Shall the flocks and the herds be slain for them? So Moses is still asking, who gonna prepare all this food? Who cooking? That's a good question. That's a good question. And he must pass the tabernacle. Oh, they did say meet at the tabernacle. Who cooking? Everybody want to eat. The bigger question ain't even just who cooking. Who gonna clean up? Them folks, man, they walk out the door. They'll leave their plate on the table and leave. Like they'll get it. We should make a rule. If you're gonna leave your plate, leave a tip. I bet you folks will clean that table up there. If you're gonna clean up, you're gonna leave your plate at the table, leave $5, $10. That ain't nothing today, right? $10 is like $1 now. $10 is like 50 cents. Leave $10 where your plate at and go on. I guarantee you, the children will clean. Okay, I'm sorry. Let's focus. Moses said, there are 600 of them. Who's going to clean it? Shall the flocks and the herds be slain by them? Or shall all the fish of the sea be gathered together for them to suffice them? And the Lord said to Moses, is the Lord's hand waxed short? You think I can't handle this? You think my hands are short? God asked this later too, and then he asked the question, is there anything too hard for God? Is God's hand too short? If God wants to feed 600,000 people on the same day, in the same setting, at the same dinner, you don't think God could do it? He could do it. He can feed us. God been speaking to me last couple of days. It's just stuff in my head. God is like, let's go to the next level. Not only did I get the idea on the sabbatical, there's a bunch of stuff I got in my heart that God gave me, but I need some 70 men that got the same spirit that I can stand with. And then in that case, y'all gonna know, because I want to know from you, what is God saying about us? Did God say he want to feed us flesh? Are we all gonna be vegetarians? Oh, we all gonna be vegetarian for the next 2 years. We all eat manna. Mother, can you make us some manna? Oh, okay. Mother Ella's gonna make manna. You'll get your daily dose. And we're gonna be healthy. Thou shalt see whether my word shall come to pass unto thee or not. Now there's a lot here. There's a lot here. I just feel like drilling down and preaching. I could have drilled down and preached on the first verse. All right, I'm trying to spread through. There's a lot here. God could do what he wants. And Moses went out and told the people the words of the Lord, because he didn't want to go tell the folks, y'all about to eat some meat. He's like, how are we going to provide this meat? And God said, I can do what I want to do. When I want to do it, how I want to do it. Just go tell them. He went to tell the people, God's going to provide meat, and gathered the 70 men. Ooh, this is about to bless you. And the elders, 70 men of the elders. Now remember, we saw before his father-in-law told him to get people to delegate to. Oh, thank you, Jesus. So it's not like Moses didn't ask for help. But he didn't have nobody, he didn't have help with the right spirit to help carry the spiritual load. He did not delegate. He had delegated. He did what his father-in-law told him. We saw that in Leviticus. That was in Leviticus, right? And he followed to the T. But everybody had a job, but they didn't have the spirit of the house. No, not of the house, of the man. See, that's my religious self wanting to say the spirit of the house. He said, I'm going to give them the spirit you got. They didn't have the spirit, so he still was isolated and alone, because they said, Moses got it. Moses got it. So somebody called, girl, I'm tired of that. Call Moses. He got it. That's kind of that. Call the pastor. Ask the first lady. Thank God we don't have no first lady. I'm so glad we ain't got no first lady. Look at y'all. No, nobody, just my brother. Man, the rest of y'all looking like, yes, we do. Eve was the first lady. After that, she the like first gazillion of ladies. The reason why I don't have first lady because it ain't her church or my church. We ain't royalty. My name ain't Harry. My name not Prince Harry. Bow down and worship me. Bow down and worship. That's not what the song say. I just changed it, just so you know. I like the song. All right. We got to move. And the Lord came down in a cloud that was upon him, and the 70 elders, and it came to pass that when the Spirit rested upon them, we're in verse 25, they prophesied and did not cease. They prophesied. Spirit came on them, and they elevated into the prophetic. So leadership was not about a resume. It was about walking in the Spirit of God. Whew. They elevated into the prophetic, and they prophesied and did not cease to prophesy. But there remained 2 of the men in the camp. The name of one was Eldad. The name of the other was Medad. Now, I don't know if they're related or not, but their names rhyme. And you can't forget them. Eldad and Medad. They didn't show up at the tabernacle. But guess what? Eldad and Medad. Name one. When I told Moses, Eldad and Medad. Wait a minute. I lost my place. Eldad and Medad. And the Spirit rested upon them, and they were of them. And they were of them that were written, but went not out unto the tabernacle, and they prophesied in the camp. Spirit fell on them, and they weren't even there. They were walking in a prophetic. Whew. If we are to fulfill the mandate that God has for us, it will always be too much. Unless we're walking in the Spirit of God and elevate in the prophetic realm and leave the 3 dimensions that we're used to. We know the 3 dimensions. We live a 3-dimensional being. But there's a 4th dimension that we must step into to fulfill what God has for us. I'm telling you this. I've read this many times. It's speaking to me different than it ever has. I think I read it here. Now it's somewhere here. Because God is saying, you got people around you to help you. What spirit are they walking? And by the way, these guys wasn't walking in bad spirits. It's not as if they were evil. But they weren't walking in the spirit that God put that was necessary to move these people to where they need to go to. And God knew who he wanted. So Eldad and Medad, that's their names, right? Even though they wasn't there, the Spirit poured on them. And look what Joshua says in the next verse. I'm telling you, this blessed me. That's why I just took my time. I know I'm moving slower than I usually do. Well, maybe not. And Joshua, the son of Nun, that's our Joshua, the servant of Moses, one of his young men, who always had been with him, who had the spirit that Moses had, answered and said, my Lord Moses forbid them. Stop them dudes that didn't show up. We don't, And Moses said unto him, enviest thou for my sake? Are you envy of them because of me? Would God, I would, and really you can kind of say, I would God that all the Lord's people were prophets and that the Lord would put his Spirit upon them. We got to get past being smart. We got to get past being clever, being knowledgeable. And God, he said, I wish every member of this church were a prophet. I wish it fell. Don't stop them from prophesying. I wish he did upon all that they would understand. And we all carry this thing and we can make it together. Woo! Lord, help us. And Moses said unto him, and Moses got him into the camp, and he and the elders of Israel. And there went forth a wind from the Lord. While they prophesied, he got up in the camp and brought quails from the sea and let them fall by the camp, as it were a day's journey on this side, and it was a day's journey on the other side. A day's journey, either way, how far it takes to walk for a full day. How far would that be? How long it take to walk? How far can you get if you just walked all day? How far would that be? Somebody help me out. Collierville? You can walk to Collierville by the end of the day, couldn't you? You get to Collierville. Huh? For the whole day, a day's journey. 12 hours. 36 miles. You can get 36 miles in 12 hours. Now, let me just say this. If you're walking at a constant rate, because you can run a marathon and slow marathon for 26.2 miles is 4 hours. I ran a marathon in 4 hours. I got 26 miles. So he's walking slow. Walking slow, we can walk 36 miles. So from here, that's Collierville. That's past Collierville. Oh, that's slow, yeah. 3 miles an hour. Thank you for that. Appreciate that. So from here past Collierville, everywhere you look was quail. That's the point. That's why we're doing that. He said a day's walk. And if you walk 12 hours, you get 36 miles. Yes, you can. Y'all still stuck on me? 36 mile walk? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You pass, let's go the other way. You pass West Memphis. You down there in, what's that next city? Past West Memphis. No. Okay, down there. Past that car dealership, that Chevy dealership, down there on the right hand. Go past there. Nothing but quails everywhere. You walk for 12 hours, you're going to see quails flapping. That's a lot of meat. You right, Reverend. All right. A day's journey on this side, as it were, a day's journey on the other side. Man, that's 36 miles either way. Round about the camp, and as it were, 2 cubits high upon the face of the earth. They stacked on top of each other. And the people stood up all that day and all that night and all the next day, and they gathered the quails. He that gathered the least got 10 homers. That's 10 homers. That's like, I think a homer, oh man, I don't know my days. I think a homer is like 5 pounds. So the person that got the less got close to 50 pounds of quail. You see how greedy these folks are? No. No, this is deep, because remember with the manna, God said, only get enough for you to eat now. Don't have extra. Now you see all these quail, and you getting enough for like until next summer. They're greedy. Do you know the spirit of greed is demonic? Straight. Greed of anything. Greed of money, greed of stuff, greed of attention. Greed, I just got it. And now here they are, just hoarded. At least got 10 homers. I can look that up. Pardon? That's a bushel. 1 homer is 60 bushels. 10 homers is 60 bushels. Woo! Thank you, Mother. I love pastor and smart people. So 10 homers, that's more than 50 pounds. 60 bushels of chickens. The person who got the least. Where are you storing all of this? What tent you got? I got some more. Hold on. Because see, what happens is that when you function from a position of scarcity, and that position of scarcity is based on my past, because I didn't have at some point, so now I'm always going to have. I'm always going to have. I'm just always going to have. So you collecting ketchup at the Burger King. I got a drawer full of it. Ketchup, hot sauce, soy sauce. Y'all better leave me alone. Y'all keep messing with me, I'm going to get in your business. That spirit of hoarding, that spirit of scarcity really says, I don't trust God to provide for me tomorrow. Okay, let's bring it real. Let's bring it real. We get a whole semi-truck of stuff donated. And we bring it home now. Truck back, boop, 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 boop. We can't unload the truck without folks saying, that's for me right there. That's mine there. I know I'm telling the truth. That's mine. Stick it in their pocket. They done gained weight. And like, I could have sworn sister was, walking out like this with a raincoat on. That's that hoarding spirit. And we get the same stuff most of the time, and we want to give it away, and it's hidden behind the curtain, in the stall in the bathroom. You walk and go to use the bathroom, like, whoa, what's that? It's funny, but it's true. And then I say, Lord, you give me these folks I didn't have these babies. These your children. Okay. I'm not going to give no more real examples. I was going to talk about, no, I'm not. 60 bushels? Who gathers 60 bushels for their own family? Wow. I knew a guy who used to coupon. Do they still do that? Couponing? Man, he showed me his couponing pantry. He had to have like 200 toothpaste tubes just. I'm like, how many teeth do you have? When are you going, it's just stuff. And it never occurred that I can share this with. And then showed me the receipts. I bought this for like $10. I'm going to check it. Oh, you got a question. Oh, okay. No, I don't think so. No, they didn't have a freezer. I'm not saying it's wrong to store. I think we prepare. Joseph shows us that. They prepared for lean years and fat years. But what God was doing is breaking that slave mentality that they had. Because Joseph was 400 years before with the Pharaoh. He understood. That was before. Yeah, that was before. And Joseph understood the value of saving and doing other things. Now these folks been hand to mouth for so long. God is trying to show them, trust me. And now they have shown him they don't trust him. They want to go back to slavery because the menu is good. You know how many decisions people make based on food? Man, they can do whatever they want at your job, as long as they bought you lunch. You can say whatever, do whatever. Yeah, my boss crazy, but he bought me lunch. That fixed everything. They bought me lunch. I guess he all right. Thanks, sir. I won't get that raise, but I got lunch today. A young preacher from Mozambique. We used to mentor Canaanite Church. So he was telling our church, he was like, we're breaking that slave mentality. So he said, when you get a Coke, don't drink it all, just leave some. And say, I'm just leaving it. Leave it half full. Because, people don't have nothing, they leaving no glass half full. I found that kind of, I'm not saying leave Coke half full. I'm saying don't drink Coke. But but his point was that don't act like you just ain't never had nothing. and you scraping up everything and doing whatever. I've been places where there are people who think you poor, and they'll be drinking a drink and it's half done. And they say, here you go, little nothing. Yeah, we've seen that, right, Keely? Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's a family eating ice cream. And our family walked by and said, hey, you can have the rest of our ice cream that we lick, and y'all can have it. God bless y'all. Because they know y'all ain't nothing, and y'all do that. Now we on the opposite end. We don't want the ice cream unless it's $30 a cone. And I'm going to show you I can buy this. If they think we can't afford it, all right. All right. And while the flesh was yet between their teeth, this is verse 33. We're about to end. I've been closing a while. I won't have time to give back. And while the flesh was in their mouth, ere it was chewed, that the wrath of the Lord was kindled against the people. God got even more upset. Listen, if you leave here and think this message was just about food, you didn't listen to me. This is not a lesson about food, even though bacon is a type 1 carcinogen. This is not about food. This is about not trusting God to provide. It's bigger. Yes, it's about food, but it's bigger than just food. It's much bigger. It's about, God, I don't like what you're giving me. I want something else. And especially when I want to reject God and look to what he delivered me from for it. No woman should have to sleep with no man to pay no bill. And it's 2025. No man should have to sleep with no woman. Right? I'm going to go back because you're going to go back being a hooker after all God did for you. That's the only way you know you can get your hair done. Then if I can't get my hair done right, then it ain't meant to be done. Then my nails will look raggedy. Then God will provide for me. And if you can't get a PlayStation, you can't go over Miss Bertha's house. Amen. That's what this is about. What will I do? What is your price? And the world believes everybody has a price. And I'd rather follow Jesus. That's the lesson for today. And by the way, they died, right? The Lord's wrath was kindled against the people, and the Lord smote the people with a very great plague. How would God do that? And he called the name of that place Kirbath Batzvah, because there they buried the people that lusted. And the people journeyed from Kirbath Batzvah unto Hazeroth and abode at Hazeroth. Many people died because of their lust. Lust of the eye, lust of the flesh, pride of life. The beer commercial banks on our lust. No, who cares about the beer commercial? Advertising based on our lust. Watch this. You ever watch, what's that show we watch? American Greed. You ever watch American Greed? I learned a lot on American Greed. But you become a mark when you're greedy and lustful. A lot of those people that get conned is because they want it. It didn't make sense. I'm going to get rich quick. I could drop $5. I could drop $500 and make $1 million. And because of the lust. And why do I want that $1 million? I want that $1 million so I can consume it, I can be somebody, I can be big, and I can show them I made it. And you know what? I look at a room full of people. I don't know what your bank account is. I don't know what your credit rating is. But I look at some very powerful people in this room. And what is the price? I'm glad you accepted it. What is the price? What is the price that I'm willing to give for that? Did I tell you all? I've had the opportunity to be probably a millionaire a couple of times. So did I tell you all about the time? So I'm meeting this guy. He's a billionaire. I met him before another time, billionaire. And he knows I travel all around the world and know people. And he said, you know, I can make you a lot of money. You can help us make a lot of money. You don't have to do much. We do marijuana, but it's not just people getting high. It's medical. It's this, that, and the other. And if you can introduce me to heads of government in countries or people who are linked in government in countries, and then you can leave. You don't have to be in the meetings. I'll make you a very wealthy man. And I know people I can introduce them to. And I told them, I said, I ain't come this far to be the dope man. And he said, well, the THC, and he started telling me all this stuff. All I know is y'all want to grow weed, and you want me to be the middleman for y'all to grow weed. I ain't going to be the preacher that got rich off of weed. That just ain't going to happen. So God will provide. Now, I could be really flashy, and y'all will be impressed by me, but you wouldn't know I was the weed man. That ain't going to happen. That's not the price. It's not the price. It's not worth it. I think one prayer, if you want to pray something from this, God, give me a sense of contentment. Contentment is not complacency. I want a better job. I want to advance. I might want a better house. I saw a house I wanted to buy. My wife didn't want it, but it was out somewhere. That's a whole nother story. But I want to do things, right? We might move one day. Who knows? I'm getting old. I need a bought and paid for. I'm trying to pay it off now because I'm getting old, brother. Anytime no mortgage company calling me, I'm going to be chilling. I'm going to get off my property. Of course, got to pay the tax man. Yeah. But it's nothing wrong with wanting to advance and to do better, but that cannot be the end all, make all. Lord, help me to be content with what I have. And contentment is I'm grateful, I'm thankful for what you, remember, is it Proverbs 30? He said, the man says, don't make me rich nor poor, but give me what's convenient for me. Lest I be rich and I despise you, lest I be poor and I say, where is God? Give me what you believe is best for me. And so I'm content with where I am right now. And so I'm not going to spend money I don't have to get something I really don't need to impress people I don't know. And I'm definitely not going to say, God, you have not done anything for me, and go back. It's not worth it. Let this be a warning for me. Let this be a warning for you. And I'm not carrying nothing. Our prayer now is that God infuse your spirit, infuse the spirit of this house amongst those that stand with us, that it would not be too much. And let us be mature enough, because he called them babies, be mature enough not to have desires for the things of the world. Oh, by the way, I meant to tell you this earlier. I've been to Egypt, and the food is amazing. I just wanted to say that. I've been to Egypt. The food, I go to this place at a church, and the pastor's there. He's a hospitality guy, and they lay out this food, and it's a table full of everything on that table was good. I mean, it looked good, it smelled good, it was colorful, it was good. I can feel them when they say they want to go to Egypt. I can go to Egypt, talking about Egyptian food. I can go. It's there. Now, I know there's a Yemeni restaurant over in Cordova, a Yemeni restaurant. Anybody know of an Egyptian restaurant? I know there's that Palestinian restaurant on Poplar in Memphis. I know that one there. Nobody, the Egyptian restaurant, is it in Little Rock? Where is it at? Okay. Sharon said go to New York. Yeah, that will happen in New York. That's all right. The restaurant here will be an Egyptian no, it won't. Okay, that's a business plan. But the bottom line is, it was good food. Good food on a regular day. But to want to go back to be a slave and to want to go back to the scene of the crime is a bad thing. So, Father, any questions? Is this the time? Oh, my Lord. Why didn't anybody stop me? All right. Why didn't nobody stop me? Listen, I got money in the bank. That's right. I got time in the bank. Thank you, Deacon. I got time in the bank. I got somewhere I got to go, though. Yeah, Pastor. We're going to do about Black Friday. Did somebody say Black Friday? Black Friday is a joke on all of us. That's a day that they tell you we've been overcharging you all year. Get away from your family and your kin folks and come do what we tell you to do. I mean, if you need a TV, I guess that's a good day to buy a TV. But why you got 15 TVs? Because I got a good price on this one. Brilliant minds have books. I'm going to leave that alone. I do that, Brian Dre. You're right. Really, I do bag up out the weeds. Brilliant minds have books. You don't think you just got TVs. How many books you got in your house? But Black Friday, this the advertising of the world is designed to increase our lust. That I need more, I want more, I need this, I want this. They even tell you to tell your doctor to give you their medicine. Go tell your doctor may not prescribe it. Tell your doctor you need some of this good. All right, that's it. That's it for me for now. This is our time is up. And I pray this bless you like it blessed me. I tried to teach it to you like I felt it. All right, I wanted to go to the other chapter. We'll go to chapter 12. I'm ready for it. We'll go there next week. I had other notes. We didn't go there. We went follow as the Lord will lead us. Bless you all. The senator is coming in now to the airport, so I'm about to head to the airport and maybe greet him if I didn't miss him. I might have missed him. I had my alarm set for 10 after, and I heard the alarm, but I had time in the bank, and I was feeling this. And the operator thing here is that we must move to a prophetic realm to do what God will have for us to do. Any more questions? Black Friday. We're going to enjoy Thanksgiving. Then there's going to be Cyber Monday, and I don't know, something Saturday, and even the Sunday they won't. Hey, we're gonna make it Blue Sunday. No, not blue. Yellow Sunday. Yeah. Father, we thank you. We thank you for your word. We thank you for the warning and the insight. Give us, Lord, to be content with what we have. Not just physical things. Content with our relationships. There are people looking outside their own marriage, their own children, looking for more when you've blessed us. So, Father, give us to stand firm upon your promises. Give us not to look back, forward ever, backward never. Give us to press into you. Give us, oh God, to walk in the spirit that you've given in this house, to push this place, to do what you've called for us to do. In the name of Jesus, we bless you, we praise you, we give you glory. And bless those who give in this offering. In Jesus' name, amen. I went 10 minutes